biggest fear. My worst fear has happened to me. So I don't think that anything scares me in life anymore. I never wanted to raise a child alone, and I'm doing it now. So what the fuck is gonna happen to me again?
Yeah.
What could possibly happen to me other than my worst fear happening?
Yeah.
I believe in it. So don't get anything where anybody feed to me.
Yeah.
Or I'm also scared of being a billionaire.
You should not be, because
No,
you're betting on you to be a billionaire.
No,
so
they say, no, but you know they say your worst fears happen to you.
Oh, okay, yes,
So I'm scared of being a billionaire.
Boom.
Boom. But yeah, my worst fear has already happened to me, so I don't fear nothing.
Davido and Sophia should teach guys to be wary of women who have nothing to lose. Everyone is taking sides on Davido and Sophia's saga while neglecting the lessons. Since the year 2016, the fight for the custody of Imade has ranged. Not much has been divulged to the public from Davido's end, aside from his recent request for joint custody of Imade with Sophia. Sophia has always been the one ranting and pulling the strings to gain public pity and backing. On 2nd June 2021, she was on Instagram to rant about how she felt bad that Imade chose Davido's surname over hers. On June 5th, it was the turn of her Snapchat audience to enjoy a dose of her manipulative drama as she ranted about being both mom and dad to Imade and can't wait to change her last name. The question remains, why is she bent on changing Imade's surname? And why does she have to announce it on her different social media platform nearly every year? While we ponder on that question, let's share some thoughts on this particular topic. Clearly, Sophia is fighting Davido to filth because she has nothing to lose, no shame, no values, no reputation. She's only and certainly driven by this addictive thirst for materialism, greed for luxury, and hate for the Davido she can't have anymore. When you read her defense against Davido's suit that seeks joint custody of their daughter, you will have a sense of a woman who has thrown caution to the wind and is fully out to fight the battle with reckless abandon. This is the character of an embittered, desperate woman who has nothing to lose. She fights you with everything within and without to get what she wants. Teaming up with her lawyer, Sophia played in a cruel way that leaves one to imagine if she is fighting out of love or deep-seated hate. If you read her defense very carefully, you did notice it was a clever attempt at using Davido's public controversial reports against him. Here are her arguments. 1. Repeatedly, Sophia mentioned how Davido only wanted to get close to her for just sex. She claimed that whenever she denied him sex, he did abandon her and Imade. So Davido's support for their daughter was clearly not out of love for the girl Imade, but as a bargaining chip to have sex with her Sophia. We all know that Davido suffers huge image perception problem over sexuality. Everyone sees him as a recklessly promiscuous or that raunchy guy. He can give anything to have sex, including kneeling down to beg a strange woman. Sophia capitalized on this to argue her case. 2. Sophia emphasized how Davido traveled most of the time for his music engagement and wouldn't have time to dutifully care for Imade. Besides, he is a married man and his wife wouldn't take care of the girl like she, Sophia, would do as her mother. This too was a smart submission that appealed to the knowledge of Davido that's already in the public. He is never always around as an artist, so child of Imade's age seriously needs either of her parents readily available to guide and parent her. 3. Sophia pointed out how Davido moves around or gets surrounded by unsavory men adults who will not be a good influence on her impressionable young female child like our daughter. This is a huge tackle too. It's also public knowledge that Davido moves around mostly with his crew, mainly guys, and a majority of them smoke in public. Sophia is sharply arguing in the sense that Davido is surrounded by pedophiles or badly behaved men who could harm their daughter. 4th, that the most brutal hit, Sophia mentioned Ifeanyi's death, stating that the fact that the applicant lost his son in his house in another unfortunate and questionable circumstance shows that our daughter cannot be placed in the custody of the applicant. Here, she shows no mercy. Everyone who follows the trend knows how Ifeanyi died because of lack of attention and care on the part of the boy's nanny or whoever was in charge of his care. Davido and Chema were away on a function And as Sophia hinted, he was too busy to care for his son. Now, from the standpoint of the law, Sophia presented a watertight case that can easily knock off Davido's suit. Clearly, everything she stated are public knowledge and can be proven to be factual. Whether they are right or wrong remains a case of speculation or opinion. But then, one wonders why Sophia is fighting in such a brutal manner to win the sole custody of Imade. Why does she not want Davido to have shared custody of the child so badly? Well, one can tell that Sophia certainly isn't fighting for Imade. She's all for herself. Imade is a bargaining chip. This is because a joint custody with Davido will lessen the burden of parenting Imade and give Davido equal access to the little girl. The custody agreement she shared with Davido was basically a milking pipe. Davido, according to the agreement, pays both the school and the lesson fees of Imade 1 million naira monthly for her upkeep and 5 million naira for her accommodation. He bought a Range Rover and another SUV for her school runs. Who drives the car? Of course, we know the added luxury for Sophia. Imade can't drive, obviously. Beyond the stated obligation, Davido would go on to sponsor the little girl's vacation on many occasions. Imade herself has mentioned how frequently she traveled. She equally posted on her personal Instagram page when and how Davido spent quality time with her. When Davido was said to have helped Sophia set up a clothing brand to be able to cater for the little Imade some times back. So literally, Davido carries the burden of parenting and funding the lifestyle of Sophia, who apparently is a luxury freak. Her socials have no real job post other than her so-called Precious Jewel Foundation, NGO that shares food and does nothing else. Her socials are painted with just luxury lifestyle. Well, blame it on Davido. At least he may have learned his lessons to keep his penis in check and not get erection over every hole he cites. Yes, this was when he was 21, but he is older now and still on track of repeating same mistake. And to Sophia, one question that continues to dominate the mind is, if Davido were an average Nigerian man without wealth or privileges, will she fight this dirty, particularly in owning the full custody of Imade? These are not my words, but these are the words of Obiasog David on Twitter account. I just have to start with this narration or the explanation of what is absolutely going on between Davido and Sophia. It all started a few days before the Chief Video traditional wedding that Davido went to court to seek the joint custody of Imade, her very first ever child and daughter, with Sophia. Sophia, on the other hand, filed another suit against Davido seeking full custody of Imade, saying that Davido is not capable of taking care of Imade. And this particular case took place on Friday, the 5th of July, 2024. And at the end of that said Friday, Davido posted and said, "You constantly bringing up the death of my child at every point you can to just remind us of this tragedy that haunts us every day of our life. Imade will grow up to see I fought for her. As for now, you can have her. P.S. She won't be a child forever. Enjoy. Imade Ayurora Adeleke, your father loves you." In another post, Davido also said, "All I asked for is joint custody and nothing else. But cause it's Davido, y'all wanna act like y'all can't read. SMH, I am off this. Yeah, I'll be blessed and I pray this never happens to you." In another post, Davido also said, "Joint custody. Both parents will have access to the child. Sole custody. Only a single parent will have access to the child." At the end also, Davido's cousin also posted and said, "It is God that will judge you." Now, it has to do that after all this back and forth, Sophia, on the other hand, was still busy exposing all the suits, all her reasons, everything that has been happened between her and Davido. That was when her uncle just have to wade in, speaking about the uncle of Sophia Momodu, and he also stated his own opinion when it has to do with David and Sophia, of which you can pause this particular video for you to just read through, because if I decide to just do toss, that means this video is going to be certainly so lengthy, and that is clearly not my intention. So before I continue with my narration, this is the first time ever you are coming across my channel, please click on the red icon down below to subscribe, and also endeavor to turn on the notification bell that is right beside the subscribe button to always notify you once I upload any gist that has to do with your favorite celebrities. And if you have been getting my notification all of a sudden you stop getting it, all you just have to do is to just switch off the notification and on it back again, and that is how you will keep on enjoying my news update. There are a few comments from this particular saga. As Sweetie LYX official commented and said, is it not clear to you guys that she's doing this to hurt him personally, aside from the child case? Amanda Chisholm _ said, David is applying unnecessary sentiment. Leave this fight to your father's lawyers. Let them go after her back to back. She has monies for case Abby. Cut off financial help. Then keep her in court till the child is 18 years. You can afford it. Don't let this go. Do this for all the children being used in warfare. So what you slept with her, did you force her? No be she dey call pikin where she fit born Zaddy. You slept with a freaking 19-year-old boy and you are fighting him over a child. Don't let this go. Go all the way in court. You are a 1% use that to your advantage. Creamy Becky also said, David, I will support you when you give warning to people to stop trolling Sophia, including Tunde and your people. This is not the generation where children look for people who are fit. This generation is different. Your people have been trolling Sophia, and until they stop, no peace amongst you. I am not one of your slaves, so we'll always say it as it is. I personally do not want that child close to you for reasons known to me. Even the authorities know the danger in what you want. Imade loves you so much and she misses you, but seek peace first before seeking for custody. Talk to your online slaves and your family members to respect that lady because she has tried. Sophia is even a good person and God will continue to protect them for me. Another comment said, Sophia is just a bitter woman who is pained. She wasn't chosen above trauma and she's using her daughter as a weapon to fight her father. In the long run, we will know who will win. The internet keeps record and the child will grow up to love her father. Also, popular Instagram blogger speaking about Kuti Julius weighed in when she wrote and said, if his demise was clearly an accident which wasn't caused by neither of his parents, there was nothing like neglect or any kind of irresponsibility from neither of his parents. Mom and dad did not leave 3-year-old Ify on his own. He was left in the care of his full-time nanny, whose only job was to look after the child. In the caption of this particular post, Kuti Julius said, as I quote, are we all going to just sit here and say we don't leave our children in the care of their nannies when because they were attending an adult function, and the best place to leave their child with his nanny in a safe-place environment, which is Davido's home, not a nanny that was hired the same day, but a nanny that has been his nanny right from his birth. Are we all going to pretend we have never left our children in the care of their nannies when we have other engagements? All those, especially celebrities, are not celeb, hopping from blogs to DMs to say BS. Please, we have seen most of you attend events without your children. Please, do you keep your children in your bras or boxer shorts when at this event? Because we don't see your kids following you at almost all the events and outing. Is it not nannies and sometimes families that you leave your kids with? It's different. If David was there and watched unconcerned waste Ifeanyi walked into the pool and get drowned, then we can say he is not fit to mind any child. Plus, the nanny was picked up for questioning. Investigation, it is about the police, and the case was dealt with in accordance with the law. When David was single dad, wanted to take his kids to O2 London show, he flew in Imade with Sophie, Humbly with Amanda, and Ify with Trauma, not because he wanted to flaunt his baby mamas, but because at then he was a single dad and he felt the best care for the kids would be to entrust their respective safety in their each mother's care. David wasn't married then, so he has no right to ask any of the baby mothers to look after any of his child that wasn't the child of the respective mothers. Yes, Sophie and David are going through legal battles for a shared custody of Imade, and both Sophia and David have argued their points in their summons and affidavits respectively, which we all pray the court puts Imade interest first as part of the ensuring her rights as a child is respected. But that is not enough for some people to comment as if people have never hired nannies to help with minding their child. Haba. In the comment section of this particular post of Kuti Julius on her Instagram page, JC_Cam24 commented and said, let's be sincere, David doesn't have time, and look at the bunch of men always around him smoking, drinking and partying, and then you leave a 9-year-old girl child there. With the level of child abuse now, I think Sophia made the right call. She should have left a fire out of it too. Kuti Julius replied JC_Cam24 and said, common sense should tell you David is not Imade's primary carrier, so David would only be allowed time with Imade when he is available. The court will know his kind of job and will be given schedules and conditions to follow. Sophia is the main carrier, and the court will not say David should pick Imade XYZ days in a week or a month, because his busy schedules will be factored in the ruling and the final judgment as well. And another comment said, laugh out loud, story, he should focus on his marriage and leave Sophia alone. Imade is not the only child he has. Of course, Kuti Julius replied Jenny to her and said, you don't have sense, because if you do, you won't write such word. So you mean because he has other children, Imade's rights to parent and child relationship shouldn't be ensured? Wow, how did some of you end up belonging to human species? Another person replied Jenny and said, don't worry, your child will be treated in such a manner. Mark today's date. Also, East African commented and said, what happened to Davido and Chema happened to Dibanja and his wife. God will punish Sophia. Another person said, exactly. And in the Banj case, the wife was at home but stepped out to the other side of the house for a few minutes. But some people acting they have control over unforeseen circumstances. And somebody else also replied, East Africans, and said the insult was not necessary because she is already blessed. I don't know her, but I can't relate. Wonderful comments is saying, laugh at last. Sophia has a full-time nanny for Imade too, and she goes out and leave Imade in her care. Same way Choma did it for Ife. So if you think Sophia takes Imade everywhere, true school is far from him. And somebody saying that this particular comment is embarrassing. Waste of tuition fee, you lack comprehension. Ever since that Friday, the 5th of July 2024, a lot of people have been saying a lot of things concerning this particular case. Some are off the video, while some are just for Imade and Sophia, whereas some are saying that Davido should just have joint custody, and some are saying that he does not even deserve it. But the point is this: if now you born Pekin, won't you want to have access to that particular child, no matter whatever lifestyle they said you're living, no matter the vocation that you are known for? Please, let's call a spade and just say the truth at all times. For now, the court has not ruled, and until then, that is when I will say what I think or what I felt is the right. But by the way, does my opinion matters? Anyway, you watch to this particular extent and you're yet to subscribe, this is the right time for you to just smash on the red button down below to subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Feel free to just give this particular video a huge thumbs up, and finally share your own thoughts in the comment section as we wait for the court final ruling. And until then, I am still your favorite entertainer with continuous entertaining entertainment. Hey, 28th July 2024, Big Brother Naija Season 9 is about to commence. Are you ready? See you then.